It is Friday night and I went shopping. Now, I didn't take you shopping with me because I actually have plans for the rest of the video after I show you my shopping haul. Now, the intention was only to really go to Sobeys, but you know I'm going to go to the superstore to see if there's any cheap stuff. I got a few extras, so this is what I got first of all. Let's start with the superstore. So I did grab some grapes for Fred for his lunches, and this will last him the week. It's not so bad. And some bananas, so yay. They had a bacon I've not tried before. It's called Smokehouse. It looks really, really good. And it was on sale, so I figured, why not? Let's grab it. I wanted bacon, and the only package I have in the freezer is a big package. And I really should actually try and break it down. But that's a whole other conversation. We're not going to go there. Okay. We got a package of the double chocolate mini muffins. So these are going to go in the freezer for Fred for his lunches. I got the 18-piece baked boneless chicken. Basically, they're chicken nuggets. They were on for half price, so I paid $8 for them. A little spendy, but I wanted chicken nuggets, and I'm too lazy to make them. Totally admit it, too lazy to make them. Okay? Okay. I got some whole wheat Wonder English muffins. So these are actually the bigger, they call them the breakfast sandwich buns. So slightly bigger, so yay, breakfast sandwiches, which is what the bacon's for. We also grabbed, of course, more half-price buns. So this is just a 6-pack buns. It is the Calabrese, is it Calabrese or Calabrese rolls? I have no idea. But either way, these are tasty buns and I like them. I grabbed some sesame rolls. So the panini buns with sesame seeds for half price. The Italian bread is still on sale for $2. Oh, I've been loving this stuff. Oh, I've been taking full advantage. Just saying. Okay, now chicken we got. I also grabbed some VH sauce. So spicy Thai chili for me. And, whoops. Some straight up old plum sauce for Fred. And at the superstore this week, the Garden Select is on sale for $2 a jar, which never happens. Now I have lots of tomato sauce and I've got some spiced tomato sauce with the Italian seasoning, but sometimes I'm just even a little extra lazy. Hence the reason why I have these now and why I also buy the other jars, of tomato sauce or spaghetti sauce. Add some ground beef, add whatever, instant dinner. For me, that's all that matters. Cook some red lentils, stir them in, instant dinner. Some days you just need to be quick. And for me, it's usually pasta in the pre-jarred sauce, so that's okay. I also grabbed a couple of snackies, some sour cream and salt and vinegar, and 2 French vanilla cake mixes because I still have a lot of rhubarb, stewed rhubarb, and rhubarb on just white cake is really, really good. Just saying. Now, total cost at the superstore, I paid $62.97 and it gave me a total savings of $17.90, which makes me pretty happy. I'm actually pretty happy with that. But the reason why we went was for Sobeys, so let me show you. So we needed the milk. Yay. I needed large Ziploc freezer bags. So these are the great big gallon bags. And I also wanted that double zipper. I missed the double zipper. Just saying. More little baby cucumbers for Fred's lunch and for me to snack on. These are new, apparently. These cheese and onion sourdough topped buns. Now, these ones had a $1 off sticker. So I'm going to make some burgers up. I'm going to try those out and see how well they taste. And some Schneider's loaded jumbo cheddar wieners. These things are actually really good. And these are going to go straight in the freezer because they're best before dates in a few days. But $4 off. It still makes them $5, but it's the only time I ever buy them is when they're on a really wicked good sale. I'm going to put all this away. And then I'm going to show you the main reason why I went shopping tonight and why the shopping haul part is rather small. Alrighty, I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, guys, if you're a vegetarian, look away. But this is why I went to Sobeys. Is this big beef brisket. So the price was $59.14, and with the Scene card, that took $8.90 off. So basically, I paid about 50 bucks for this huge chunk of meat. This will give me 4 corned beefs, maybe 5 actually, the more I look at it. Tomorrow I'll find out for sure. It does not get trimmed. All the fat stays on and everything. I am making corned beef for our freezer stock. So, yeah. So that's the main reason why it's going to be a short haul video, which it was. Tomorrow, I'm going to start brining that corned beef. So I'll take you along through the process of the corned beef because it's something we both like. And to be honest with you, aside from the time and, well, the investment of the brisket, it's like crazy easy. So, all right. It is 9 o'clock. I haven't eaten yet. I'm going to get a little bit of food into me because it's way too late to be eating a meal. And I'll see you guys tomorrow and we'll start playing with this big old beef brisket. We are making the brine for our corned beef. So, first things first. The recipe that I'm going to share has a blend to make your own pickling spice, but to be honest, I just use the stuff from the Bulk Barn here in Canada because this stuff is great. Like I do have some Clubhouse stuff too, but the reason why I get the Bulk Barn stuff is it's got big pieces of cinnamon and it smells phenomenal. Just saying. Now, I'm going to lightly toast. First of all, this big piece of cinnamon I'm going to put right in the pot. So I'm putting 3 heaping tablespoons. Actually, you know something? I'm going to put a little bit more because I like it. And I'm just going to lightly toast these. Now, I also have my pink salt. Now, I get mine from Hoosier Hill Farms. And this stuff is fabulous. Now, if you're going to make corned beef, pea meal, bacon, you need pink salt. Because if you don't have the pink salt, it's not going to cure it. It's not going to be safe. Now, this recipe calls for 5 teaspoons. Now, let's talk about the salt. Now, in the recipe, you're going to see that there's a couple of different versions of salt. Now, this also comes from the Bulk Barn. This is just the straight up kosher salt. Now, if you're using the diamond kosher salt, like they have in the recipe, you need 2 cups of the stuff. I admit with this kosher salt, I only use the smaller amount, which is a cup plus about 3 tablespoons. Give our pickling spice a little bit of a shaky. I'm going to turn this burner on, but I'm only going to put it on maybe about a medium high. And the last thing we need for the brine, once our spices have a light toast here, is a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Oops. Take my brown sugar bear out. So now the amount of water I have in there is 1 gallon, which is just a hair under 4 liters. So I just put 2 liters of water in there. Sorry, 4. And get our mortar. Now if you're toasting spices, guys, it is so easy to burn them. So these are done. Pop them in my mortar and pestle. And I'm just going to give them just a light little crush. Now you got to be careful though, because when you do it this way, those mustard seeds, they tend to pop. And sometimes they'll pop out at you. I just kind of discovered the hard way. And it smells so good. Now, one thing I do that's off recipe is I add extra bay leaves because I like the extra bay leaves. What can I say? And I can also use the bay leaves to stir it up. There we go. Okay, so this is going to slowly come up. I'm going to turn it up a little bit now. Has to come up to the boil. everything needs to be dissolved, and then it needs to get cold. Once this is cold, we're going to cut up that big old beef brisket, and then I'll show you how this is done, but that just smells good already. I just love the smell of pickling spice. Totally admit it. Alrighty, we'll see you guys in a bit. It is shaky, shaky, shaky after I drop that. Corned beef time. Alright, I'm going to get this out of the bag. Get it all, you know, cleaned off. And then we're going to start cutting it up. See how many corned beef we can get out of this guy. Okay, I've got 3 big Ziploc bags because I'm not 100% sure how many we're going to get. I'm going to have one big old mess to clean up too, but that's okay. I'm aiming for corned beefs about that size, guys. So let's start with this guy. There we go. It is, like I said, just the pair of us, so we don't need a ton. And no, I am not taking the fat off because when you cook these, trust me, the fat, very, very, very tasty. Okay, let me get my other cutting board. Then as we cut these, I'm going to put them on there. So one more smaller one. And also, these will fit really well in the food saver if I do the narrower ones like this. So 2. Oh my gosh, I'm going to get more out of this than I thought. 3. Whoops. All right, now this one here. So the only chunk of fat I'm going to cut off is this big monster piece right here at the end, because I don't need all this. Mission accomplished. All right. I think we're going to do this a little bit weird. So this one I'm cutting with the grain. 4. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. There we go. Let me tidy my mess up here a bit, guys, and then we'll continue on, okay? Okay, so I got my big measuring cup, and I've got a big steel bowl. So, 2 are going to go in each bag. Now, I'm going to put 1 in here. These 2 chunks, these 2 smaller chunks are going to be 1 and then 2, 3, 4, oops, and the last bag. I honestly thought I was not going to get 6. I'm pretty impressed with that. Okay, get rid of all this and let's go get the brine. Ta-da! Smells good, by the way. Well, I should say some recipes say bags. Other people say put them in trays. I use the bags because I find it actually puts everything around the meat really, really well. So we're going to put 2 cups in each bag first. And then I'm just going to divvy up the rest because I wanted those bay leaves in there. I also had 2 random cinnamon sticks kicking around the house, so I crunched those up too and put them in. Smells great. And look at the color. Check out that color, and that's just from leaving it come up to a boil and then letting it cool. Should have enough for 1 good healthy cup left in each one of these bags. 1, 2. Oh. There we go. 3. Okay, guys, so this is how this works, okay? These will brine in these bags for 5 to 7 days. So I'm going to squish all the air out and zipper it closed as I go. There we go. See? all the air out. And every couple of days, I will shift it around. We want to make sure the meat stays in contact with the brine. So start the zipper and then start forcing the air out. Oops. That zipper, there we go. That zipper didn't like me so much. Ah! Escapee. There we go. Bag number 2. I got some brine in the bowl. I think we'll do this one a little bit different. We'll close the zipper most of the way. There we go. And bag number 3. Clean off my messy hands again. Okay, so now there are lots of corned beef recipes out there. This one has you making the brine all together. And there's also another one where you could make the brine in like a liter of water, let it sit for a bit, and then put 3 liters of cold water in, things like that. There's different ways to do it. This specific recipe I like. I love the flavor. And like you'll see in the link down below, there are different amounts of salt. Now, if you're using the diamond salt, like specifically mentioned in the recipe, and you don't want 2 cups of salt, don't add 2 cups of salt. I put the cup plus the 3 and some odd tablespoons. I don't remember the number now to save my life. And I don't make pickling spice. Mind you, that pickling spice list that they have there is really, really good. I just use Bulk Barn or Clubhouse, and then I add more bay leaves because I like the flavor of bay. So this is going to be one of our longer shopping videos because I'll show you how these are going to come out in a week. And then we'll get them all sealed up and in the freezer. Alrighty guys, see you in a few days. This part of the whole corned beef process is really boring, guys. But I thought I'd show you what I've been doing every day for the last 4 days, which is this. So when you're making corned beef or pea meal, you have to rotate it and spin it around because you see these little parts here that are showing as pink? That's the stuff there where the brine is not touching the meat. And of course, you're brining meat, it needs to be safe, right? So I just mess around with it, rotate it in the bags, and make sure that the brine is touching all the meat everywhere. Oh, this one looks really good. So that's what I've been doing every day for the last 4 days, is rotating these around so the meat is covered in the brine all the time. So 3 more days to go. They're done. Okay, so we need to dry these off. And yes, I know this is like a regular kitchen towel. It's one of my very absorbent ones. Mostly because I'm not going to waste that much paper towel to dry these off. So, oh, smells good. There we go. Corned beef. Yay! These are the 2 little ones that we're gonna have for dinner that I'm pulling out now. So we'll just kind of stand them up here on the side. These are those 2 just random weird shaped chunks. There we go. So like I said, they come out, especially with the cinnamon and all the cloves and the brown sugar, they come out a different color. So if you're going to do this for the first time, don't freak out. That's just the way they are. So the 2 little ones we're having for dinner, I'm going to tuck them back in this. I'm going to pop them in the fridge just for them to stay cold. All right, there we go. Yay! All right, so now it's time to cut the bags. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna get the big food saver out, the old guy, and get these bags made up. And then I'll show you how to package these up so they're safe. All right, bags are made. So this is what we do. You do need to dry these off. You can't really, or I shouldn't say you can't, you really shouldn't put items in these food saver bags that are this wet, or else it really won't seal very well. So you dry them off like that and get them in the bag. If I can get my bag to cooperate. There we go. Just like that. Now I'm gonna go seal this and then I'll be right back. Now you're probably wondering, why did I make the bag so big? The point is when you do a vacuum seal, it draws liquid up, and I wanted to make sure there was no liquid where this thing is gonna seal. So that's it. Corned beef, ready for our future dinners over the summer. All right, I'm gonna pack these up and then I'm gonna cook that last one for supper, and I'll show you how they come out. Okay, so here's our little corned beefs. Now I did cut a tiny piece off, see? Just to see how tender it was, and it is perfect. So these are our little chunks, and this is what's going in. So let me put the apron back on. So the funny part about this whole thing with this dinner is that you're gonna see the carrots and the cabbage. Oh my gosh, talk about a long day. Sorry guys. You're actually gonna see that in our next shopping video because of how long it takes to brine corned beef. And I wanted to share with you guys what we were doing with the corned beef that I bought. So now I've had people call this an Irish boiled dinner. I've had people call this a New England boiled dinner. Basically, I'm just gonna make corned beef and veggies. Usually it's only corned beef, cabbage, but I'm putting corned beef, cabbage, and carrots all in that pot to finish cooking with the corned beef. And it's gonna be good. I do admit, guys, I'm just gonna take the ends off the potatoes because it's been a long, busy, tiring day. And I'm feeling extremely lazy right now. Because if you ever peeled around the ends of a potato, it's annoying. Now, normally I don't peel the potatoes, but I didn't give these a really good scrub. Because like I said, we've had a long day. All right, and now it is time for the little cabbage. So I'm going to put half of this cabbage in. Cut off the end. There we go. All right, now when I put cabbage in with corned beef, I don't cut the core out. I just cut it in wedges and it goes in the pot just like that. That one potato was bigger. So these are gonna go in last. So they're not going in just yet, but they're washed, ready to go. And big chunks of carrot. See that? You know something? I think that piece is for me. Go figure, I'm actually cutting carrots smaller. I never do that. All right, let's toss the carrots in. So these are only cooked for maybe about 10 minutes before I put the potatoes in. But this is what you do with a corned beef. Cover it in water, and I did have to keep adding water. Depending on the size, you'll need to cook it for a while. This has been going for 2 hours. When you add the water, I took this teaspoon and I put 2 great big spoonfuls of corned beef. Of corned beef? 2 big teaspoons of pickling spice in the water as well. We did take a little tiny taste test. That's why the corner of that one was pink. Came out good, just saying. But I'll show you what dinner looks like once it comes out and we get it on a plate. Okay, our boiled dinner is ready. So we've got the beef, but I want to cut this open so I can let you guys have a really good look at this. Potato. There we go. So you're supposed to cut it against the grain. So let's see if I can do this. It's still hot. But look at that. Doesn't that look phenomenal? Ta-da! Yay! This makes me happy. And we have our cabbage. So we have to drain this out a little bit. This is the reason why I leave the core on, because it just stays together. We have our carrots. We have our beautiful potatoes. Ta-da! Yes. And it smells phenomenal. Just saying. Okay, so this is probably the longest shopping video we've ever done because it took us a week. But I thought I'd show you what I was going to do with that brisket. Fred did a taste test. Totally Fred approved. It's not super salty. It's got great flavor. So worth it. So now, value-wise, I paid, what did I pay for that? $52 after my discount with my Scene card for that whole brisket. I got 6 dinners out of it. Not bad. When I went shopping yesterday, which you guys will see in a couple of weeks, like the next shopping video, I did take a look at corned beef. Corned beef, very small ones, they were selling for $12 and $13 each. And those corned beefs that we actually packaged today were bigger. So I have to admit, I'm really, really happy with the value. Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but that's okay. It sits in the fridge. You take the bags out and you massage them every day. It's really ridiculously easy. So we're going to eat. We've been planting the garden all day. Yeah, that video is coming up. And we're tired. So, but anyway, like I said earlier, I'm going to put that corned beef recipe in the doodly-doo below. Try it out if you get your hands on a brisket. So worth it. And by the way, you can use the same recipe for pea meal. Comes out just as good. Just saying. Alrighty, guys. You have a fabulous rest of your day, and we'll see you next time as we continue our simpler life here on PEI. Bye for now.